Hey everybody, and welcome to our week 3 Bachelor recap. I am here as usual with Michael Riccardi, and we have so much to cover. But before we do that, if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching on that and thumbs up this video, that would be fantastic. And you can follow me on Twitter. I am at dgoodyear1975, and all of my Bachelor vlogs and my Real Housewives of Atlanta and my Vanderpump Rules blogs are all on the website at yourrealityrecaps.com/roses for Bachelor and /Bravo for the Bravo. And say hello, Mikey.
Hey everybody, it's Mikey. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MikeyRich11222, and you can find my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills blogs at Your Reality Recaps at Bravo.
/Bravo. That's
/Bravo.
Bravo.
No, you just said it.
I know. Okay, so this week, not so dramatic, a little, shall I say, boring.
I think they were trying to give Chris a personality.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, is Jimmy really here because Chris is so boring that they need...
I think they were getting worried. To bring him in like that and do like a whole theme, I think they were a little worried.
I think so too.
Or Jimmy Kimmel just really wanted to get on there.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, when I found him funny, I was like, first, I think Chris needs to go to a sleep clinic because that snoring is not okay.
At least he wasn't just like butt naked laying on the bed sleeping.
Oh, could you imagine? That would be terrible.
Jimmy Fallon just walks in.
That would be terrible. But yeah, so Jimmy's there, and he like wakes up Chris, like, you gotta go meet the girls. And I found it funny when he went to meet the girls with Chris, and he's like, hello, sister wives. Like, that is so what this show is. You're basically sister wives. Like, he's got like 20 wives. And then like offers to sleep with all of them to help out. But the amazing jar was what I loved. I'm like, every season needs this. If they did that, and every time, because each person has a catchphrase. Like, Andy was stop. Like, he's amazing. Juan Pablo had it's okay. Like, if they just put a buck in the jar every time they said their catchphrase and gave it to charity, that would be hilarious.
Make a lot of money.
They would. It would. If that jar was full at the end of this is only like a 4-day turnaround, so that jar was full in 4 days.
The only thing I will say I liked about bringing Jimmy in was that the whole episode really got themed around what country life is. Yeah. Yeah. Like, every date everything was all just...
Except for Whitney's date.
Well, they just kind of stuck them on a hillside.
Yeah. We'll get to Whitney's date later, but he leaves his first date card, and it's Caitlyn. Now, I don't know why I didn't like her from the beginning, because she's Canadian. Like, she should have been, like, my #1 pick to win this thing. She's from Vancouver. Like, I have to go with my Canadian girl. And I didn't like her the first night. I thought she came off, like, brash and a little too, like, weird, like, with the dirty jokes. Like, for the first night, I thought that was a little much. But I really like her now.
Isn't it kind of weird how many dates she's getting?
Yeah, she's gone on every group date, and then she's got the one-on-one. So it hasn't been too much, but...
Isn't this her second one-on-one?
No, she never had a one-on-one. It was Megan.
Oh, no, she just always gets screen time.
Yeah, because she's hilarious.
Yeah, like, that's true.
She's hilarious.
At every group date, she always ends up with time with him. That's worth showing.
Exactly, but she's funny. So it was like vaulted ceilings, beautiful views, and, you know, obviously you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to something fantastic in LA. I don't know what is in LA that they could go to that would be like that, but they end up at Costco.
I just love her reaction when he opens the door. She's like, "Oh, we're getting out here?" Like, I thought you were just kidding. Like, we're really getting out and going to Costco.
Yeah, it was hilarious, and I'm like, her reaction was amazing though, because any other girl would probably have been like, "What the hell? I'm on The Bachelor. Where's my like amazingly beautiful date with the airplane ride or the helicopter and the people's like we haven't had a private concert yet." I'm like what is going on? Like,
there's too many girls still.
Well, normally the first date, the first one-on-one has that private concert at the end. Normally all the time. We haven't had our private concert. It's been pretty low-key dates. But I liked this. I liked them walking around Costco because this is going to be her life for the rest of her life if she decides. That is just how life is. You go to Costco and you get $1,000 worth of ketchup because that's how the world works. And like, instead of like being on a helicopter, which you're never ever going to be able to do again, and so don't get used to that lifestyle. I thought this was hilarious.
I definitely see, though, after this episode especially, of all the, so far this season, is that the girl he's going to end up with is going to be someone that has a personality that's at least 4 times larger than his. Because he's gravitating, if you notice, he's gravitating a lot towards the girls with big personalities.
Yeah.
And I think it's because he's much more of a quieter person. He likes that person that can just talk to anybody and be fun, because he's not like that.
You need that, though, because like my husband and I are both kind of very much the same, where I know you probably don't think that I'm a quiet person because I'm doing this, but like in general, like I don't really speak a lot. I'm not that confident. I don't like new places. I don't like new things. And my husband is very much the same way. Like if we have to make a phone call to the doctor, it's like a fight to the death on who's going to pick up the phone and do it, because none of us like want to call anybody.
Yeah, I hate calling.
Right? So like I hate doing it. And like I'm like, we have to call for our water heater, and like none of us want to pick up the phone and talk to that stranger. So you need that person that will talk to anybody, so you can just get your water heater fixed. Like,
yeah.
But I just thought like I liked that ball thing when they were in the ball. Like I thought that was really cute. And
that had to be uncomfortable when they were both in it.
Well, I bet it was, but I mean, I'm sure they made it work.
And the 3 random children that they must have just plucked from the Costco to come push them around.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, they have to have press releases, too. You know, the producers are, like, just walking around with, like, a stack of press releases going, okay.
Sign here, sign here,
sign here. Sign here, exactly. But, yeah, I loved it. I loved them walking around Costco. I loved watching them make the dinner. I loved Jimmy showing up and being, like, that awkward, like, little child in the middle of your romantic date. I just I don't know, I loved it all. I loved how
Chris seemed a little uncomfortable, though.
Well, it's weird to make dinner in front of someone. Like,
well, not even necessarily that. I just think he didn't know how to banter back with Jimmy.
Yeah.
When Jimmy would make like the jokingly comments, Chris just kind of like sat there looking at him like, like. But Caitlyn was doing great.
What do you think Chris thought when Jimmy asked Caitlyn would she be mad if she found out he slept with the other girls in the fantasy suite?
That was kind of like, I'm sure Chris probably told him to ask. Someone said to ask that question. But there was no way she was going to sit there and go, if he slept with me and slept with another girl, I'd be furious. There's no way she's going to say that. Of course she's going to be like, oh no, it's the process. I get it. Like,
yeah, like her reaction can't be mad. Like, and you know, if you've watched the show, you know he's sleeping with everybody. I mean, just a couple of cocktail parties, and you know that.
Not sleeping, but he's at least made out with like 90% of them already.
Once they get to the final, the fantasy suite, yeah, they're sleeping together. But yeah, she's already physically seen him stick his tongue down like every girl's throat.
Yep.
And then do it to her. Like, she knows that she's swapping spit with basically everybody in that house, so she can't be mad. But I loved her reaction. Like, she's just so like go with the flow, and like I'm so team Caitlyn right now. Like, Caitlyn needs to, I don't want to say win this because that's an awful way to play it, but
she's definitely good for comic relief, since a lot of these girls either they're just not showing them or seem to just be boring or very dramatic storylines.
Yeah, like Amber had a good sense of humor about her too, and I think she had it without even realizing she did it. And they'll be like, I'll talk about it more when we get to the group date, but like she just says things that come off as like really like funny sexually, but I don't think she ever really intends for it
like that.
Yeah, like she's hilarious. So Caitlyn gets the rose. Like, my favorite part was like Caitlyn gets the rose and they're in the hot tub and like the like camera pans out and like Jimmy's like sitting there eating chicken wings just watching them.
So weird.
It's so weird but so funny at the same time. Like, I love
I don't know. Do you notice that I don't think they have the greatest chemistry?
I think they do.
Because I don't think he kisses her like he kisses some of the other girls.
I think it's a chemistry that is a slower burn, but I think it's a chemistry that could probably last longer.
He's definitely into her because she's around.
My God, her
A
body
lot.
is banging. Like, hello, look at that girl in a bikini. Like,
I hope there's a single girl that's not looking good in a bikini.
I don't like women, but like, I might for her. But then, like, you cut back to the mansion, and it's like Jillian in her frickin' shorts. I'm like,
are they bleeping her ass out on purpose at this point?
well, she's just got no clothes on. Like, I've seen the unedited pictures.
And it's just ass everywhere.
It's just ass everywhere. Ass everywhere. Like, she's working out, and like, my God, this group date was probably the fastest like card read I think I've ever seen in my life. But we had 12 girls. We had Britt, Kelsey, Samantha, Julia, Amber, Tracy, Jillian, Nikki, Mackenzie, Becca, Carly, and Onion on the date. Onion, who has been very sane and quiet this week, too. On the date where they're going to, I guess, a 4-H club.
She had one good moment.
When she got the rose and her eyes were like, ding.
Yeah, but then he gives Becca the rose and her eyes like, ah! Like, I thought she was about ready to like jump across the table and like tackle her for the rose.
Oh yeah, her eyes are always insane. Her eyes will always give away the fact that that girl is friggin' nuts.
I would say this: she probably was crazy on that group date.
Oh, she probably.
But they're not going to show her crazy because they want to keep her for next week when I'm sure she's going to be fucking crazy, and then they'll send her home. Because they can't keep showing her crazy and him keeping her without it looking weird.
Exactly. And there was a lot of sex this week, like sexual stuff this week. So. And
that was a lot of people on that group date, and you barely saw anybody.
I know. Like, I couldn't even like focus on who was there. It was insane. But I get like these girls have to like perform like farming tasks, and it's like a competition, and it's like what, like corn shucking and get an egg and crack it without breaking the yolk. If you break the yolk, you're out. And it's kind of like a musical chairs thing where there's only enough for a certain amount of people, so if you get there last, you're out too. Then milking the goat, and that's not the awful part. The awful part is drinking that milk right
Yeah,
oh my God.
The way freaking Kelsey was describing it just sounded horrible.
Yeah, she's like, it's warm and salty, and I don't like that stuff in my mouth. And I'm just like, oh, girl, what are you saying? Like,
and then there's Amber who's like, I don't like warm, salty things in my mouth. It's like, what are these girls saying right now?
Yeah, it's like, do you hear yourself when you talk? Like, are these working? And then they had to wrestle. No,
they had to do manure.
Shovel manure. And then wrestle a pig, pick it up, and put it in a pen. And again, Jillian's shorts are so small that like 90% of this was black boxed out because her ass is just hanging out of her shorts. And I was
because there was at least like 7 commentary from girls about her ass being hanging out.
Yeah, well, I think she wears like my daughter's clothes. To be honest with you,
she's just wearing like Spanx, I think, everywhere.
I know, like it's gross. I don't understand, but so I was really shocked to see that it was between Carly and Jillian. Like, Carly stepped it up.
Carly came out of nowhere, but I kind of had a feeling she must have done something in the games because she was like the one person before the date that got like a talking side interview. It was like, I need to show them who I am and put myself out there. Yeah, so I had a feeling she was going to do well.
Yeah, well, this is all in editing, right? I think they all had that interview, and then like I guess they probably
plucked the winner.
Yeah, plucked the 2 front runners out or whatever, and we're like, okay, these are the 2 we're going to show. But there's no way in hell I would drink that milk. I am sorry, but no. And Chris doesn't even care if you'll drink it out of the teat. I don't care. Like, I'm not doing it. No.
It did not look good at all.
No, I'll shovel the manure. I'll eat shit and I'll shovel the manure, but I ain't drinking that milk. There's no way in hell you'll see me ever drink that milk. So disgusting. But Carly wins, and then they do like this weird American Gothic. Like, what? I don't know. That's so weird.
It's like she won, but she didn't win anything.
Yeah.
She won a
Ugly
picture.
picture. An ugly picture of herself. The funniest one
Like,
was
the
when
poor
Jimmy.
girl has not gotten any time with them, and then she wins a picture. And it's like, congrats, you don't even get, like, time alone, really.
Well, she did. I mean, like, they sit down for, like, that, like, after party part of the date, and she's, like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, she,
hey,
like, hunted
guys,
him
and
down.
come with me. And, like, she just pulls him out, like, 2 seconds. The girls are like, what just happened? And then
There's a lot of girls there. She was like, I'm not wasting a minute. I haven't got to go to one of these yet.
she's brutal. She's just brutal. But they talk for, like, what, a hot minute, and then they're kissing. Like, he has no warm up. Like, he'll just be like, okay, I'm here alone with you. I'm just gonna kiss you.
He'll kiss him if he feels it's right. He kisses him if he's into it. He kisses if they ask him for a kiss.
He just kisses them. He'll kiss anybody. He's a kissing bandit. That's what I'm calling him now. He's the kissing bandit.
But then there was Mackenzie.
Oh, crazy. There's our crazy for the episode right there.
She has got to be drunk when these things happen because she twitches like she's possessed. She's like popping her head and like popping her arms, talking to everybody like, and I just asked him. I said, "You're making out with everybody. What about me?" Like twitching on the couch and shit. And like, she's gotta be drunk. Gotta be drunk.
Yeah, she's crazy.
And she gets poor Britt all riled up too.
I know she's gonna be the downfall of Britt. Like Britt can keep it nice and calm and collected until she gets in a room with Mackenzie, and then it's like crazy train comes.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah.
But the difference between those two girls is their ages, because Mackenzie's approach was so childish. Like, you made out with me first, and now you're making out with everyone else. What the fuck do you think's gonna happen? You're on a damn dating show. Like, he's gonna make out at least with everybody.
Well, yeah. Well, let's get this straight. He made out with who was the one that got the first one-on-one date? Oh God, what was her name? Who was it?
Megan.
No, on episode 1. Megan got it last week. Who was it?
Wasn't it
Jade.
her?
No, who got it? Megan got it last week. Hold on. Let me get my notes here.
Wasn't it Caitlyn?
No. Oh wait, last week was the first date, wasn't it?
Because last week I think wasn't it Megan at the Rocks thing, the helicopter ride?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I guess it was Megan. Yes, it was Megan.
Because that first episode there was just too much shit
going on. He made out with Britt first, because he made out with Britt on that group date.
First episode.
So he made out with Britt first. Like, I think Britt was the first one he kissed ever.
I think Mackenzie just thinks she was first.
Yeah, she's just cuckoo. But like, instead of going like, like, I noticed that you're kissing all these girls, and it's just like, do you think he's kissing too much?
No, because one of the girls said it in the episode, and I wrote the quote down, or forgot to fucking write the name, but it was like, someone said it in the episode that you gotta test drive, or was it Caitlyn that said you gotta test ride before you purchase?
Well, that's what she said on the group date. Like, she's like, you gotta test drive the car before you buy it.
I mean, reality is, he has to find out if there's a physical connection as much as a mental connection. And the fact that there's so many girls, we're barely losing Amy every freaking rose ceremony, he's got to start macking chicks down to start figuring out who's he's into.
Yeah,
I would have made out with every single person there by like the end of the first night. Been like, these 6 bitches can't make out. They gotta go. Like,
I think my problem with Chris is that he isn't aware of where he is when he does it. Like, yes, you're gonna kiss these girls, you're gonna have a connection with them or whatever, but he does it in places where all the girls are watching, which is just gonna make the drama even worse. And he's going to make his own life harder because he's going to get the crazies like Mackenzie going, why are you kissing all these girls? Like, everybody knows that's what he's doing.
But isn't he on average right now?
See it.
But isn't he on average right now still having more people than any other season? Or most seasons?
Well,
he started off with 30, And then they've only been eliminated like 4 people per episode.
He had 12 on the group date. He had 2 one-on-ones, so that's 14. Plus, he had 4 at home.
Yeah, there's a lot of girls.
He has 16 girls.
At this point, he's got to be doing this stuff to really narrow people out.
Yeah, but, like, my point is, like, take them somewhere that you're not, like, you know, like, he took Jade at the cocktail party, like, to his house. Like, him and Ashley were up on a balcony. Like, don't sit where the girls
some of the girls are like stalking.
Here. Well, if they're gonna stalk him, that's a different story. But when a group of girls are sitting right here and you're here and you are making out with a girl, like, that's just a recipe for disaster, and it's a little insensitive. But how about this one?
How much is it really his fault? Or how much is it on everybody? Because these girls don't have to go making out with him after they see him make out with somebody.
That's true.
They could be like Becca, and then who else did it? Becca and Julia both didn't kiss him, and they said no, and they wanted to wait.
True. Very true.
So, I mean, they don't have to be kissing him. It would almost probably be more appealing to him if they fucking weren't kissing him.
Yeah, like, I'm fine with him kissing all the girls. I don't care. I think he just needs to kind of... like, the girls don't care because they're not the ones that have to watch themselves kiss him. Yeah. But I think he needs to be, as the one in charge. Like, I find him very, like...
He's not in charge, though.
As
you see later on in the hot tub, he is not in control of these females.
No, he's not, and he needs to be. And, like, at that point, he needs to be, like, well aware of where he is and where everybody else is in relation to where he is. And I'm not saying don't kiss the girls, but, like, him and Britt were, like, on each other.
I think another thing is with him, too, is I think when he gets these one-on-one moments with them, I think he really wraps himself up in that moment. Like nothing else is around him. Because he's very attentive to the girl he's talking to, no matter which one it is.
Yeah, very much true. Very much true. But Becca, you know, like you said, was like, I really want to kiss him. And they were in the perfect spot to do it. Like, nobody could see them or whatever. Yeah. It wouldn't cause any waves. But she's like, no. Like, she knows what he's doing with everybody else. And she wants to wait. And, like, that was a very risky move. Like, that could have cost
he's already got it for Becca.
But that could have cost her a rose. Like,
yeah.
You know,
he's not like that, I don't think.
But physical connection is a huge part of this. So when a girl's saying, you know, I don't want to kiss you right now, that's a huge thing.
I mean, at the same time, you can't be surprised if he knows he's already made out with like 5 girls. He's like, oh, I already got grilled by one crazy, made out with 4. This one says, I don't really want to make out right now. Okay, maybe I need to stop kissing people tonight.
That is very true. And then, like, so then they get my pet peeve. I'm with Tyler on this one from last season. Giving that group rose out in front of everybody. And I thought Carly was going to lose her shit, to be honest with you, when it was given to Becca. Because Carly was sitting there thinking that this was in the bag. Yeah, this is in the bag. Like, they think because they kiss that they're going to get this rose or whatever. Like, he's kissing everybody, so that's not going to set you apart, honey.
Yeah, you're no different than the rest of the chicks.
Yeah, you're just 1 in a billion here. Like, Becca's the one that won't kiss me. She's the one that's going to get a rose. So
then we find out Whitney gets the next date card.
Whitney, yeah, and that was a lot of them at home. Like, I'm sure Megan was like, yeah,
it's not around right there.
Yeah, and like it was like what? It was Ashley, Megan, Trina, Jade, which was surprising, and Whitney. Yeah. Like, Jade didn't get a date at all this week, which was shocking to me. But Whitney got the date, and they go to like this winery or whatever, and it's just this is my whole problem with this date. Like, they don't treat the audience like they're retarded. Like, we know, like, this, they're claiming this was all a spontaneous thing, like, you know, because like as he's talking about how he wants a spontaneous woman, they notice his wedding going on, and Whitney's like, let's crash it. Okay, so now they have wedding clothes, a wedding present, and they're crashing this wedding. And
there was a time lapse though From daylight to nighttime.
There was, and I mean, there always is like a daytime and a nighttime aspect to a group date. So you can't tell me that they went close. They did not go to the mall and shop for a present. Let's be real here.
But
and
they could
the video quality was too good to be taken on a cell phone. There were
no blurred out faces. Cell phone footage.
There were no blurred out faces except for like one, which means every one of those wedding guests signed a release form to be on the show. You're telling me that as Chris is making a spectacle of himself dancing on your dance floor, that the bride and groom aren't going to be like, who the fuck is that? And why are they at my wedding?
Like, you don't know that guy.
And they're going to be okay with that. Let's be real here. ABC, don't treat me like I'm an idiot. Like,
I will say, though, I think it really pushed Whitney from finally not being in the bottom of the pack.
I don't think she was ever in the bottom of the pack, though.
But she was called, like, in the bottom 3 each time so far.
But that doesn't always mean anything. Like, I don't think position really, like, that's how position is really kind of done. I think they do a lot of it for dramatics. Like, let's see if this girl's going to lose her shit in the rose ceremony if she doesn't get called first, kind of baloney. But, like, back to this date, like, I think at certain points of this date, Whitney actually started believing their backstory of how they were engaged.
Especially at the end when she's like, they gotta come to our wedding.
I think she said it so many times. I think she said it so many times she actually started to believe it, because their backstory was they assumed that Chris would get recognized by somebody at the wedding, so they were going to be like, oh, well, shooting is over, we're engaged, blah, blah, blah. And I think, like, she honestly started to believe it. Like, I'm going to marry this guy, and these people are going to come to our wedding, and everything is going to be amazing. And I'm just like, girl, you need to check your reality.
I think she's just having a good time. I like her.
I do. I hate her voice. I wish she could fix that.
Oh, you have a problem with that, but you didn't have a problem with them making freaking Chris and Caitlyn laugh like 20 times just so we can compare the laughters of he laughs like a girl and she laughs like a guy on their fucking date.
I didn't even notice that.
They kept overlapping their laughters when they would talk about it.
Really? Oh, like, I'm so busy taking notes and tweeting that I really need to watch these things like a few times to actually get all the details of like. I actually watch the show again after like I do all of this, so I can actually sit and watch the show, because I don't really
enjoy it.
Pay attention to details. I just kind of get like everything, and my DVR friggin' fucked up on me last night too. So I got like the last end. I got from the end of Caitlyn's date on, and that was it. Because my DVR is stupid. But yeah. So,
but it was cute that he like ran to get a rose because he conveniently didn't have a rose on him.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was cute. I just don't tell me that this was all like off the cuff and spontaneous. Like,
I will say that. I wouldn't be surprised if the date wasn't supposed to be that and the wedding was happening and it was like, could we go crash that? And the producer was like, maybe. And they went and found out they could. And then
I think it was a little bit of like the producers setting up the crashing, like, because they had to have permission to get into that. Like, come on, like with all the press, like with all the releases signed and stuff like that, like they just couldn't crash it. But like, I don't know, I think the seed was kind of planted into like Chris's brain, like, let's crash this thing, and like it was like, let's broach it to Whitney and see if she'll do like.
Yeah, see how it goes during the date if it ends up happening.
Yeah, but because there's no way they're going to plan something extravagant and spend the money.
No, that's why there's no way they had a fake wedding just for a date.
Cancel that, yeah. And like they're not going to plan something totally different and then just say no, we're not going to go do that. Like after they spend all the money to plan something different. Like because normally if they like go to a restaurant for dinner, like they close down that restaurant and stuff. Like, so they're not going to
Who knows? Though they could have went. Who knows? Their date could have been wine tasting and a dinner, and then went and did it, and then that just kind of happened. And then they didn't show anything else but them just sitting on some hay barrels on a hillside, and went, "Hey, look, a wedding! Let's go! Okay, let's go!" And then they're at the wedding.
That's just so weird.
They cut out a lot of stuff there. They just kind of just appeared sitting there.
Well, they had to go to the mall and get the present, right? Like,
yeah, they go shopping, try on dresses.
Gotta go back to Costco. And she had to get her hair done. Like, look at that hair. Like, that was not like 20-minute hair that she had done there.
No, she definitely went back to that house, got dolled up, and then left again. And everyone was like, "What the frickin' A?"
Exactly. Or they probably put her. They probably brought her to a hotel. I'm sure they probably had like a hotel nearby with like 2 separate.
Or Chris's house.
Or Chris's house. Yes. I don't know, but I like the connection. I think. Like, I don't think she was ever at the bottom of the pack, but I think their relationship went, like, 10 paces forward.
Yeah.
In that. Like, I think that brought her...
And
I think
because the camera, too, not being in their faces probably helped him connect more on a real level, because it wasn't like there was a camera right in front of them the whole time.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, so I just... this freaking wedding. Like, that was a beautiful wedding, though, eh?
Yes, it was very nice.
Like, kudos to Shannon and Nick, was it? Like,
I think so.
That was, like, the trees, and I'm like, wow. Like, and that kind of facilitated their, like, romantic... Like, that connection is very good. And then, like, the next day... God, this is such a fast turnaround. Like, thank God they're not traveling.
There's freaking too many people.
I know. Like, yeah, they got to whittle them down to, like, 12 or something before they start going international, but... Jimmy's like, oh my God, no cocktail party, no cocktail party, and like the panic. I love the panic look on their faces when they say there's no cocktail party. It was like, holy shit, what are we gonna do?
No one was better than Ashley. I was gonna do my Kardashian look.
I know.
Not look like a freaking Kardashian.
I know, that resemblance is pretty uncanny.
Either that or Jasmine. She had her Jasmine dress, she said, too. What was that, like last week?
Yeah.
She came there with plenty of themed dresses, I guess.
Exactly. But there's a pool party instead. Now, a lot of them are, like, cool with the pool party, except for Ashley and Julia. Now, I don't know why Ashley wouldn't have been cool with the pool party. Like, that would be, I think, a more natural way to get...
She wanted to look like Kardashian.
Alright, I'll give you the
Kardashian. That was her problem.
Give you the Kardashian, but then
Julia didn't want to tell her sad story in a bathing suit at a pool party.
Well, do you blame her? Like, we're all having fun. Now let me go tell you my really sad, depressing story.
Well, how about this? How about you don't? And you wait till next time.
But I think she said that she already told him that her husband was dead or killed himself or whatever. So I think any conversation they have going forward is going to be like, what happened? Like, tell me your story. And I get why a pool party with people splashing around isn't exactly the most opportune time, but I will give the ladies credit for leaving them alone for enough time for her to actually get the story out.
Well, like, this episode also kind of showed that there is a lot of unity between the girls. With a lot of the stuff that Ashley was saying. Especially, like, in regards to Julian.
Yeah.
Jillian,
yeah. Like, I just...
Her freaking name is.
Like, I mean, normally they're, like, clawing and, like, wanting to get, like, a piece of him, and they're just grabbing at, like, every limb, and he's just like... Ugh! But, like, they gave them the space and the time for her, like, and I think they were always going to do that the minute they found out her story, which is pretty freaking tragic to begin with. They were always going to allow her to have that time to tell him.
That was very, very sad. I felt so bad for her because it was just, you could tell it just still rips her heart out to talk about it.
Oh my God, and you have that visual reminder every day.
Yeah.
Of your husband. Like, it's just...
Especially, it sounds like she was heading to see him. So
yeah, she was going back home, and like, I guess just realized that. Like,
at least she was safe, and her kid was safe.
The baby was safe, yeah, because I think there was a gun involved. So
yeah, it definitely sounded like he might have shot himself.
Yeah, that's awful. That's awful. And I could see like in the bathing, you're in a bathing suit, and like you're like, yeah.
Yeah. And okay, what? Let's shove this. What the hell is with his shorts? Does he just like to wear tiny shorts? Like,
Are his shorts tiny? I never noticed.
I don't know what guys wear in Canada or whatever, but like, I wear board shorts and they go to my knees.
Yeah, that would be.
And I have gay friends that wear shorts like that or speedos, but like. Most guys I know usually wear like shorts to their knees.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Just he's always in those short shorts. Even like his normal shorts, they're like
I don't know. You're
really
from LA.
tight,
What do
really
they wear?
short.
You're from LA. What are they wearing down there?
I don't see that. That's for sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm just more concerned about like his lack of like. What was really distracting for me when he talks is he always sounds like he's a ventriloquist because his mouth
doesn't move.
Yeah, his lips don't move, and I'm always like very just like fascinated at how this articulation can come out of his mouth without lips moving. And so I'm always just focused like on
Because his
his
mouth
face.
just kind of hangs open, and words kind of fly out.
Like I don't understand how he's so articulate and.
He does kind of talk a little slow, so.
He's from Iowa. Come on.
Sure.
Sorry, Iowa. Sorry, Iowa.
My family does kind of talk slow, and they're from Iowa.
Sorry, Ricardis. I'm sorry.
Hey, but Iowa's one of the most progressive states. They were the first one to legalize gay marriage.
Ooh, ooh.
Randomly enough.
Now, a marriage between a person and an animal allowed over there too?
I don't think so. And that would be much more likely to happen in like one of the more random states, like Wyoming, Idaho.
What they need upstairs. Exactly, and then Jade. Oh my God, Jade.
I like her Playboy moment, walking around in leather heels and
in her
bikini,
in her bathing suit, and like she takes like Chris to his place, and like. Into the watchful eye of Jillian, oh no, you're not going by yourself. So she like skulks after them and is just like, I'm just gonna wait out here for them.
I want to know how long she was sitting in that effing hot tub.
I don't know.
Like she had to have been sitting there for like 15 minutes, just waiting for him to walk out.
At least 15. I mean,
they were like walking around that house, looking at stuff. She did her like little Playboy bunny, like, am I gonna get hurt? Run, jump on the bed. Perfectly.
And there was a make-out session. Let's not forget.
Like laid on his bed to make out with her bra showing.
Yes, that. I wrote this in my blog too because I wasn't sure at the point when I was writing it. Like I thought I saw boob. I was like, wow, the censors have dropped the ball. I was like 99.99% sure that her boob was hanging out of her top, but. I got my husband. I allowed him to look at boob for 5 minutes, and he assures me that there was bra. So
I'm assuming she had like one of those flesh bras like underneath her bathing suit in case there was a wardrobe malfunction. And then when they were probably laying on the bed, his hand probably went up under the shirt and removed the bikini top. And then was like, oh, there's 2 layers in here? Like, God. What's with these girls? One won't make out with me. This one's wearing 2 bras.
But how his hand went down, there was like no barrier down there.
No, there was nothing down south. But she had a little tiny shirt on at least to cover her boobs.
Yeah. Like I was just like, wow. And then he's in the hot tub with Jillian, and then like the trio of I'm gonna call them the crazy trio of like Mackenzie, Ashley, and Megan. Are like, let's just go interrupt them. And like Jillian's like, I'm no go. And they're like, oh, okay. And they leave. And then they come back and they're like, we're not interrupting, we're joining you. And she's like, no.
2 more minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Can I just have 2 more minutes?
Or I'm gonna punch you. And I'm like, oh, if Jillian told me 2 more minutes, I'd be like, okay. I'll go back.
Especially after you saw her hop a fence with like no problem to go fucking tackle a pig. Like, clearly this girl is aggressive.
The weights that girl has been lifting, like, just watching her work out. Yeah, no.
I don't know. I'm surprised Chris is even really into her. She doesn't really seem like his type.
You don't really see much conversation between them. Like, right now, he's pretty much all on the physical level. Like there's very little talking going on. Like even with him and Brit, it's like hi, and they're
Well, it's
like,
because Britt's always so worried about it. She's like, I gotta make out with him again. It's been a day. He might forget about me.
Exactly. I gotta make up with him again. And like poor Ashley, like she like storms off and like drops her glass and goes rolling back to the hot tub. And she's like, I'm just like, oh. And then he comes back to the house and he like goes to look for her. And who taught this girl how to kiss?
She is either insecure or she's like overcompensating because the whole virgin thing.
Like she looks like she's about to like.
Like she's like macking him down. Yeah, she's going in for the kill. And they almost fell off the roof.
I know, and I'm like, God, please fall.
Blow her off the edge.
Please fall over the edge. Like, this is what this episode needs right now, is someone needs to fall over the edge of a balcony. Like, that would just be epic. Epic, epic. But no, they survive.
Well, Chris almost fell down the stairs, too, so...
I'm so awful.
Clearly it was destined to have an issue up there on that roof.
I know. It's so terrible. I hate these, like, cocktail... Like, I hate the cocktail party. It's like, just so crazy to me. I'm just looking for my list of who stayed and who went. Okay, so we got our people who got roses, which were Becca, Caitlyn, and Whitney all went in with roses. Then, we got the last thing Ashley said to him before she started devouring his head whole was, "Please don't leave me last at the rose ceremony." So what does he do? Jade, Samantha, Julia, Mackenzie, Kelsey, Britt, Megan, Carly, Crazy Ashley, Nikki, Jillian, and then Ashley I thought, like, if her...
Production did that hoping she was going to, like, snap her marbles when half the girls got called. And was, like, going to tackle him.
Like, if daggers could shoot out of her eyes, I'm pretty sure everybody in the room would be dead. Like, she was, like, just livid. Just livid. I'm like, you bet. She's like, is he doing it to screw with me?
But I have a quick question.
Sure.
Who the hell is Samantha and Nikki? Have we, like, really seen them at all?
No, and you know what? I had to go read another blog to get the names of the two other girls he sent home. I had no idea who they were.
Well, yeah, because they sent home...
Amber, Tracy,
and there was two I didn't know.
And Trina. Amber, Tracy, and Trina. Trina was the blonde with the big hair.
They always had it puffed up.
Yeah, that's Trina. So, and Trina didn't even get a date. So there goes my theory that if you don't get a date, you're pretty much safe for the week.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tracy is...
So he only sent home 3 people?
Yeah.
We're never going to get down to
15 now. We're down to 15 now.
That's just insane.
I know, and the only one they concentrated on... Like, this is how little screen time any of the other two got, was the only one they focused on leaving.
Was Amber.
The only one.
She's the only one that's made out with them a couple times and done anything.
Exactly. So he's just kissing girls he's not even into. Because, like, they kissed at the after party of the group date. They danced and kissed, and it's all because she just asks him to, and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You want to kiss? Okay, let's kiss.
Yeah, we'll do it. We're good. But yeah, it's like, I don't know who Tracy is, and I don't know who. I think they're the brunettes that just kind of.
Well, they were the dirty blondes, because I wrote down Amber, dirty blonde, dirty blonde. Because they were both like, they weren't blonde, but they had like blonde brown.
Yeah.
They weren't like a Brit or a Caitlyn. They were like in the middle of blonde and brown.
Yeah, they're the ones that just kind of look like somebody else, and you're not quite sure. Like, and I can never, like, when I see Jade, I never really know who Jade is either, only because she looks...
I forget what her name is until they say her name.
Yeah.
Because she looks just like some of the other girls.
Exactly. Like, all these brunettes are just kind of, like, morphing into one girl, and unless you got something that, like... And, like, kind of like Jillian and Caitlyn kind of Like I always think one of them is one of like when I see one of them, I'm like, oh well, that's either Jillian or Caitlyn, but I'm not. I'm never always like 100% sure. I'm getting better
I don't
now,
know.
but like
I just feel like out of all the girls left, you can easily look at your list and you can go, Samantha's gonna go, Mackenzie's gonna go,
Tracy will
Carly's
go.
gonna go,
I
Ashley S is gonna go, Nikki will go, Julian will go. Like, there's so many of them. You just go, there's no way these girls are making it like to the top 7.
Yeah, well, if they get rid of 3 next week, I'll put my choices down as Nikki, Tracy, and either
Tracy's
Ashley.
gone.
No. Oh yeah, no, Tracy's gone. Sorry, Nikki, um,
Samantha.
Samantha, and is between Ashley and Mackenzie. Ashley,
Really?
yeah, Onion or Mackenzie, one of those
Yeah.
two.
I would say next week it could be Samantha, Mackenzie, Ashley S, Nikki, or Jillian. I think that's the 5 that are like for sure
Yeah,
they're going next week. Some of them are.
like it depends on what Mackenzie does. Like
I
because
think they might keep Mackenzie a little bit.
Ashley S is crazy, but she's not like possessively crazy. Like she's not like, why are you kissing other girls? Blah blah blah. Like
She just talks to herself.
I think if Mackenzie keeps up with the wire, like I should be your only one kind of person, that's
Yeah.
gonna turn him off, and he's gonna be like, okay, you need to go. And like I think too, like he's not really worried about keeping the ones with children.
No.
Like
He doesn't want anyone to like be crazy possessive, I'm sure.
but like he's not worried. Like I mean, like I'll give Juan Pablo this. Juan Pablo was like, if you have a kid and I'm not feeling it, I'm sending you home because I don't want to
Make you stay away too long.
Yeah, I don't want to keep you away from your kid if it's really not happening. But Chris isn't really thinking in that wheelhouse. Like he's just like, I don't know, like because if you weren't feeling it with Mackenzie, like I would have sent her home. Like she's got a baby at home. Go home to your baby.
Yeah.
Like this isn't working out. And
See, the
longer
hard
you
part
keep
about
it,
him is I feel like he feels guilty and feels bad. I mean, he's getting like children thrown at him left and right, sad stories thrown at him. Like,
he doesn't even know about the virgins yet.
yeah, he doesn't know about that. Who's the other virgin? It's got to be either Nikki or Samantha since we don't know them.
I don't know. I want to. I don't
It's got to be
know.
Nikki or Samantha since they've gotten no screen time.
Well, you know it's not Kelsey because she was married. You know it's not Julia because she's got a kid. It's not Mackenzie because she's got a kid. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Britt. Maybe Britt.
That's the hard thing because then all the other girls, it would have been said by now because they've all had so much screen time.
I don't know. If it was me, I wouldn't be like, hey, national TV, guess what? I haven't had sex yet. Like,
well, it sounds like the girls find out about it first.
yeah, but you know it's being filmed, so it's like,
Yeah.
I get it. I'll put my money on Britt. How about that?
I'm going with Sam or Nikki since they've kind of been nobodies.
But I think those two are going to go home next week, so I don't know if they'll even.
Yeah, but they might bring it up just to send one out the door.
Maybe. I'm gonna stick with Britt.
Because look at Amber. Amber was a true testament that girls making out with him left and right and going on all these group dates and then goes home over girls
I know
that
he's
never even
just throwing
seen.
every friggin' like thing that I think about like he's just killing all of my set things in stone. Like if you don't get a date, you don't normally go home. Like and he's just like, nope, bye. Like there had to have been like a bitter like confessional going like, I didn't even get a date. Why am I going home? Like there had to have been that.
Probably. Like I had a really great time. Or it's like why show them because they walked out the door and went, all I did was hang out with the girls. So
Yeah.
I got to talk to him like 5 minutes total so far, so I'm not too upset about it.
Oh my God, those are the ones that are like, oh my God, I thought he was the one.
Then there was Amber freaking out, so they had plenty of with Amber.
Yeah, Amber's, oh my God.
But it's just like
Next
every
week,
episode they've hardly shown any of the girls leaving.
and
We
I
see
hate.
like 1 or 2.
I wasn't shocked that Amber left this week only because, and I hate to say this, but people of color don't normally last past
See? So this is my question then. Who do you think is going to be the Bachelorette?
Brit. If Brit doesn't win, Brit. My God, could you imagine if it was Ashley S?
Or Caitlyn. Ashley S. or Caitlyn.
That would be fantastic.
Going crazy.
Or Tara. Tara. She would be drunk.
I think
the
they
whole
really
time.
need to just test. They really need to test the waters and get a legitimate person of color, like a black person, a guy or a girl, and legitimately get one that is open, that is like, no, I am legit serious. I don't care what race. I just want the perfect girl that I know I'll meet. They need to get someone like that that truly means it and put in a good mix of people.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that's not going to be not successful. Like, I don't know if they're just really catering to middle America, like, that lives on farms and small towns. Like, that's got to be what they're catering to, because major city people, I mean, it's all mixing. Like, I don't understand why every season there's, like, 2 black people, and then it's, like, no shocker that they're not going to make it past 10 people left.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they always have, like, I hate to say the token, but they always have that one, like, maybe
like
2.
Last 2. I feel like Markel and Amber are 2 good testaments that you could put them as a bachelor and bachelorette, and you would evenly get a variety, and it wouldn't be like a landslide of one direction.
Yeah, like, I thought Markel would probably have been a really good bachelor.
Because he was funny.
But he didn't make it far enough. Like, I think they've learned now after, like, Juan Pablo went home, like, week 4 or 5. Like, he wasn't there very long.
To really see his personality.
He had the least screen time of any bachelor ever. And look at the clusterfuck that they had. Like, and they've learned now that, okay, that we took a chance on that, and that didn't work. So now it has to be someone that goes deeper into the process. So, like, I would say a Brit. If Whitney doesn't win, maybe a Whitney. Caitlyn would be a great choice if she doesn't get this.
Or I could see Kelsey.
Kelsey, too.
She's got a good story, too. I mean,
if Julia can get deeper into this process and get a little more screen time going, I can see a Julia. Like, I can see that story being very good.
I just wonder if they would try to get an image that's a little opposite of Andy, since she was the last one.
Yeah.
Like another brunette girl, like.
Yeah, like that's why like a Julia would be good. Julia would kind of be like an Emily, like small, like young child from the South, like, you know.
But I thought this last night. Are you just super excited that we haven't had to deal with eating yet?
Oh my God, yes.
They have not eaten once so far.
They never eat anything. Like,
they've not done one thing with food there. I noticed it last night. I was like, this is another episode that they actually didn't eat.
Well, no, I mean, they were at a table at the wedding.
They didn't eat. And then, like, Mackenzie was at a bar. Like, everything's never been, like, nothing's been, like, a formal dinner yet.
I know, and, like, they've never had any food planned in front. It's always been just wine. Like, they're just plying them with alcohol and calling it a day.
If there is food, then they're just hiding it.
Exactly.
We're not seeing it.
That's a pet peeve, though, when they give them plates. I would rather them be there without food.
Last season with Andy was that she never ate any food.
Yeah, like, I would rather just be, like, no food and talk than to see that big plate of food there, nobody touch it, and me be irate that they're wasting food. And be like, let me at your plate. Like, let's go.
So I have a question, too. Do you think, then, that Andy was maybe a mistake of a pick for Bachelorette? Since she stormed out on Juan Pablo and not necessarily was the eliminated girl? Because you kind of think about it, like, I'm just piggybacking off of what you said with Juan Pablo, is out of the couple seasons I've seen of The Bachelorette, she was not very personable. Like, she didn't really get too in-depth with some of the people.
I think with Andy, they thought they were going to get that feisty, like, girl that was not going to take shit from anybody, but that wasn't who they got.
Yeah.
I think had that Andy come out, that would have been a really great season. But, like, who else would you have picked from that season, though?
Because I felt like she had a lot of really good-looking guys, a lot of really nice guys, and just wasn't really giving it back to anybody.
Yeah, she was very closed. Like, I thought she would be a little more open, but I don't know. Like, I thought she was going to be that sassy girl that was just not going to take shit, and she just, that's not how, it's not what happened. But I don't know. You can't really. I don't think Emily was a great choice for the Bachelorette either. Like, there's so many that I'm like a lot of them they pick for their stories, and like I hated Emily as the Bachelorette. Like, I
But
just
this season, I could at least see 3 or 4 of them. I think that would be good bachelorettes.
yeah, for sure. I think Caitlyn. If Caitlyn doesn't get it, I think Caitlyn will be fantastic.
Caitlyn would just be fucking hilarious.
If she's hilarious. Jillian too. I mean, if Jillian, could you imagine Jillian would? I don't know if she would take.
It'd be like WWE every episode.
Or yeah, like they'd all be in the gym every day.
Muscle guys.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not a casting agent. It's so hard. It's so hard. Like, kudos to Robin Cass for casting.
But I just think at some point they're gonna really have to switch it up if they're ever gonna do.
They do. They
like
need to switch it up.
A black bachelor or bachelorette. They're gonna really have to just go. Okay.
Or a gay one. Give me a gay.
They did the gay. On Bravo or Logo did.
That's Logo though. No, give me a.
And all they did was make out with each other while the guy was on dates with them.
Give me a mainstream gay show where you got just dudes everywhere, or like chicks maybe.
It would never work, because the facts are, if single me, when I was fit in my younger days, if I was on a Bachelor show and you put me in a house with 20 other gay guys and we're fighting for the one's attention. Okay, well, cool. He's on a date with that guy. We're all sitting here drinking. It would just be like a giant
orgy.
Mess. It'd be a giant mess. It'd be like the Bachelor guy be getting told all the time. People are hooking up at the house constantly. Never would work. Keep it to the straights. You're the only ones that can make this work, unless there's some secret lesbian action going on back at the house.
There was rumors of that a couple of seasons ago, I think. But I mean, everyone is like all up in arms.
Getting bored.
Everyone's all up in arms about how there's never a gay bachelor, and here I am saying, bring it on. Let me see it. Let me see what you guys would do in a house of 20 men. Like, let me see.
Fist fights.
Let me open that door to the straight community, please. Like, I want to see it. I just want to see it.
Or
I want to see it, but I want to see
MTV days and do like back when they're MTV to their dating shows like this, and then you could put a bisexual on there and get half guys, half girls.
Oh my God. I could just imagine. Could you imagine like a lesbian bachelor?
Yeah, and if they did it, they should get a butch one. They like to dress like a boy, and then have all the bachelorettes be girly girls.
But what if you had like the girly girl bachelorette, and like it was like
a bunch of manly girls? Kind of funny.
God. What are we doing? We're giving so much trouble. Oh my God.
We're off subject, but it's over anyway.
Next week looks good. Next week I think Britt loses her mind. For real.
You know she was gonna do it just because of how quick they connected.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so yeah, next week. That's the end, I think. Yeah. There's nothing else. Anything else you wanted to hit?
Nah.
No. Yeah.
Hit the like button.
Yes, hit the like button. Thumbs up and subscribe, and oh my gosh, on the sidebar, it's Valentine's Day coming soon. My God, like less than a month, people. Check on the little hearty heart ad and get your special someone something from Amazon through us. And check out our Bravo page, because Mikey's blogs are there, my blogs are there. John is doing audio blogs. And yeah, just check it all out. Hold on a second, what's going on here? Oh, what the heck? Hold on a second. My computer's going crazy. Yeah, so check out our Bravo page for all of that good stuff. King of the Nerds starts this week. Amazing Race just sent out their cast preview. Starts at the end.
Did they?
Yeah. There's
Man, they're wasting no time.
No, it starts at the end of February. Like, it just ended like 3 months ago.
Not even, I don't think.
Like, just before Christmas. Yeah, 2 months ago. 1 month ago.
I was like, a month ago. It has not been off the air that long. And so I was like, wait, it's already back?
Yeah, like just before Christmas, it was done.
The Survivor program just releasing a season every like 4 months.
And the thing is, it like premieres on a Wednesday, and then moves to its Friday slot. It's really bizarre.
Because they're probably trying to snag viewers.
Yeah, but Hannah's gonna be blogging that for us. Melissa's blogging King of the Nerds. We're all doing the Bravo thing. And yeah, so just check out the website. There is so much content. John and Eric will be back first weekend of February with their new shows. Eric is almost ready to move into his house. So yeah, that is all. And we will see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.